Not for that record keeping.
Mhm. Each house shall keep a journal of its proceedings, and from time to time publish the same, excepting such parts as may in their judgment require secrecy, and the yeas and nays of the members of either house on any question shall, at the desire of 1/5 of those present, be entered on the journal. And now, in practice, basically, you can always look up who voted how on any given issue, which is one of the reasons that your Congress critters are still listening to what you want to a certain extent, because they know that you can look up what they did and theoretically vote them out. There is a congressional record. You can look it up. You can read all you want of it. In theory, they can declare certain things secret. In practice, that very seldom happens, and almost always only in time of national emergency. It is actually easier than ever to find out what Congress is doing because C-SPAN has more than one camera and the internet exists.
I was surprised when I was a kid. Like they have a C-SPAN too now. What?
Yeah, no, I remember back in I think it was the 92 election, SNL was running a series of skits about the C-SPAN camera, the only camera we have, but you can go online and just sit and watch Congress doing whatever it is they're doing.
Oh, then I
Um,
yeah. Then at the time I thought, oh, maybe that makes sense. One for Senate, one for House.
right. Um, a lot of the committee meetings are available to watch, especially if there's testimony going on. If there's a congressional hearing, you can watch it. That's where the news shows and the late night shows get all their clips.
Yeah. See, C-SPAN 1, the House. C-SPAN 2, Senate. C-SPAN 3, presidential stuff. C-SPAN 4, the Supreme Court. C-SPAN 5,
Well, there are
the
no cameras allowed in the Supreme Court,
ah.
which is why there's a John Oliver episode where he represents the Supreme Court with dogs because he doesn't have clips. There are audio recordings now, which there didn't used to be, but the Supreme Court is in many ways the most secretive branch. Um, by the Constitution, the workings of Congress are open to be seen. And I think that is, I mean, I know that's partially leftover paranoia from a lot of stuff that was happening in England in the 200 years before the Declaration. But it was very much, we are going to let people know what we're doing because that is important for a functioning democracy.
Any questions? How we desire 1/5 of the people there?
Yeah, well, it's generally assumed that 1/5 of Congress wants the vote to be public. I don't know that it has ever been not public, and if it has, it was a long time ago. As far as I know, it's just taken as a given that the results of all votes are on the record. There may have been occasions, I'm thinking possibly during like World War II or the Civil War or things like that, where things were kept more secret. But most of the time, so much of the time, it's just taken for granted that all of this is public information.
Keep a journal and from time to time publish the same.
Yeah. And you can still get a print copy of the congressional record should you want to. I believe it's just mostly online now because that's easier and cheaper. But if you, as a voter, want to see how your representative or your senators vote, you have the absolute ability to go and look that up. And frankly, I strongly recommend it. I think it's a good thing to know about the people who are representing you.
Yeah, I forget the exact website, but something.gov, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yeah. I generally know how my representative and my senators vote because I know what I wrote Patty Murray a few years ago about a bill before Congress to make disability actually livable. And the response I got back was, "Thank you, I'm one of the sponsors of that bill." And I was like, good to know.
Huh.
So,
I think it's congress.gov.
wouldn't surprise me.
So, again, simple and to the point.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing blue.
Yep.
So it's still in effect today.
It is.